26. Thank you so much. Episode of a live Foodies and Friends on Fox 26. My name is Katie Stone. I am your host, and I think you know who you're looking at. And if you are a longtime foodie and watcher of Fox 26, you know exactly where we are. We're downtown in the very brand new location of the Palm, the legendary restaurant that has been here in Houston for many decades. Opened up on the East Coast in New York in the 1930s. And this is their famous caricature wall that you guys might remember from the original location that they actually redesigned and brought over to the new location. It's all over the restaurant. You can walk all around and you can see all of the incredible famous faces, personalities, folks that have contributed in some way to the Houston scene and culture. Joining me is the general manager, Brian Slouser. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. We're so glad to
You're
have
the
you.
GM here at the Palm. Now, well, like we said, it's not a brand new location. They've been here for, I want to say, a couple years now?
3 years this October.
3 years this October. Original location, you all remember, everybody grew up going to, and I'm sure that you have some fond memories there too. That wall is just so special. And, you know, you guys can kind of see behind me here, we're in the Bush room here in the new Palm. So tell us a little bit about the significance of the caricatures, why it started, where it started, and how it's continued.
All right. Well, so when the original Palm opened up in 1926 in New York, they had a few caricature artists from the local newspaper that could not afford to dine at the Palm. So one of the tradebacks is you have so many big names and faces that are coming through the restaurant, we could draw their caricatures up on the wall, and that would be the significance of replacing
in exchange for payment. I love that.
It was fantastic, and it just became a tradition. And the Palm is nothing but tradition through and through. And so each and every single restaurant that has opened since, the characters have just been the significance of, especially those in the community that have really embraced the Palm, really supported the Palm throughout the years, and really built it to be the way that it is. And getting your name and face up on that wall is just like the utmost.
It is a big deal. I remember when y'all did it for my mother. Yes. She was so excited. I mean, it was a big deal because they brought there was, I guess, an artist for a long time out of New York. They didn't just hire somebody to go up there, you know, with a little step stool, y'all. They bring this guy in from New York.
Yes.
And I remember too that, you know, sometimes some of the faces over time would need a little touch up, you know, I mean,
just a few over the decades,
little Botox injections, little color, and they would actually fly him in.
Yes.
Right. To make
and
those
so
edits.
we actually don't, I mean, of course we don't have the original artist, but we do have an artist that visits multiple restaurants. So we have to schedule him around, and he will come with his team, and they will either do updates or they will be adding new people to the walls. And with this location, sadly, we couldn't save every single character that was at the old location just due to the years.
How many years? Yeah.
Decades.
Yeah.
So we've been slowly adding new guests and old guests back up on the walls.
Yeah.
Because they're just a significant part of the restaurant and what we've built here. We were talking earlier, 51 years a couple days ago here in Houston. So that's how many more faces we need to get up on the walls.
Yeah, and it's so special too that you guys really made the effort, because if you can see behind us, so this is Mom from the original location, and that was up there for probably at least 15 years. And I know it was edited a few times too at some point, but you know, for some of the people who I think, you know, were you know, important members of the community in Houston. Yes. They reached out. They actually painstakingly, you know, carved out of the plaster, and then y'all brought me in here, and it was a really nice little ceremony where you handed it to me and asked me to choose a new place for Mom, right? So they said, would you like her right at the front door, right when you walk in? I said, I bet you knew my mama, you know, because that is exactly where she would have wanted to be, seeing everybody come in, getting ready to dine out and do good. I promise y'all, we're going to talk about their HRW menu because it is
Yes.
good. But this is also the Bush room
Yes.
that we're in too. So this is an important room because.
Well, so President Bush Sr., as I said, steeped in tradition. President Bush Sr. was a significant part in the expansion of the Palm, because originally there was the Palm and the Palm 2 right across the street in New York. And he was in New York, and it was his favorite restaurant. He was great friends with the owners, and he was moving to DC, as of course we know his career. And he said, "You're moving to DC." And they said, "No." He said, "No, you're opening a location in DC." And so they did. They opened up a location in DC.
Yeah.
And then after that, they opened up one out in California. And he said, "Well, if you're going to expand, you're putting one in my backyard. You're putting one right in Houston." So Houston was the fifth location.
That's very Texas thinking of absolutely. So this is the entrance to the Palm restaurant downtown that you guys moved here a few years ago. Made some changes to the menus, little updates, and we've got a few of the items here that we can start to take a look at the Foodie Cam when we get a second here. We'll switch to the Foodie Cam, and do you want to tell us what we're looking at?
This is actually our classic Palm meatball. This is a 3/4 pound meatball, so it's actually a very big meatball. Wonderful to be shared. It is a combination of meat, pork, and veal. Has our classic marinara sauce, Munster cheese melted on top, and then it has our Wally's garlic toast to accompany it. And it is a fantastic item that is loved to be shared.
Now tell everybody what the Wally's garlic toast is.
So Wally's garlic toast, this goes back to the original owner. This is a classic recipe just with fresh garlic, Parmesan cheese, herbs baked into the bread. So it has that nice cheesy garlicky consistency, but great to soak up all that sauce.
I can just tell. You know how sometimes you can tell just by looking. We like to think that we eat with our eyes first. Sometimes that's true, sometimes it's not. But I feel like when we look at a color like that red, the really deep marinara, the good, yes.
And nothing's more Italian than red, white, and green on a plate.
And I can see this Wally bread. And it's even baked in. I see. You didn't just slather some toast on the top. No. This was a pre-constructed idea.
This is made with love.
All right, I gotta get a bite of this. Get a bite of this sauce because get here. Oh my goodness. It's perfect. It's ideal.
Yes.
I mean, you guys have been doing this for a little bit of time, right? So you're going to have a good sauce, yeah.
Well, we wanted to make sure that we complement the 1926 era. We try to follow those recipes while making some updates, but wanting to make sure that you're getting the classic marinara sauce that you've had for so many years.
All right, I'm going to have a little taste of this meatball. And it's a huge meatball. I mean, that could be a whole meal for somebody. I mean, my son probably, I would hope that he would eat only this. He'd probably have two. All right, back to the Foodie Cam we go. We're looking at the Houston Restaurant Week's menu at the Palm downtown, y'all. Not on Westheimer.
Not on Westheimer.
Downtown. Here we go. I smelled this coming down the hallway.
So this is our classic calamari. All right. Beautiful rings, beautiful squid. You also have fried peppers, fried onions, and my favorite thing that's on there is a fried lemon wheel that they put on there.
Fried lemon wheel.
It just has that nice little acidity to it. Now it is accompanied with a broiled lemon, and you also get classic marinara sauce, same as you got on the meatball. But we've also added a new lemon garlic aioli to add some acidity to the plate, to do a nice little balance between the flavors.
Now tell me about the fried lemon wheel. What does that add? Is it?
It just adds that nice citrus bite to it as well. It is fantastic.
Citrus bite. Ooh, yes. Party helping. Now on your menu, regular year round. So something that somebody can come here October, February, Valentine's Day. This is going to be one of your mainstays.
Yes.
Yep. And I think most of your menu items on your Houston Restaurant Week's menu, you can actually come back and find them any other time of the year, which is important because you're probably seeing a lot more new diners.
Yes.
That hopefully will come back. How's that been so far?
It's been fantastic. And as you said, we would like to keep a lot of our main menu items on the Houston Restaurant Week menus because you get so many new diners, and we want them to get a taste of what we actually have to offer year round. Oh
yeah. Chef is gonna sit with us in a little bit, but really like the breading, very light, crispy, not too thick. You don't want to be chewing. Calamari can be a little chewy sometimes, so you don't want to add an extra layer of chewiness to it.
Exactly.
Yep. And then very, very nice little sauces here. Yep, two different.
That way you get to mix and match.
Yep. All right. We're going to go to another item on the Foodie Cam, and we're going to swap our guests. So we're going to get Chef here in the hot seat, and I think we're looking at a very hearty dish of chicken parm, because at least my stomach is telling me that that's what we're looking at. And you know, I think it's not going to be a problem to try it and consume it. Looking at the first course here at the Palm: the Caesar caprese salad, mixed green salad, chef's soup of the day. It's always a good idea to ask if there's a different soup of the day. Second course, 6-ounce center cut filet, chicken parmigiana, which is what we're looking at right now. Also the lobster ravioli. Ooh, a Sicilian salmon, blackened prime New York chopped salad, and a pappardelle bolognese. Joining me now is the executive chef from the Palm. Welcome, Chef. Thank you so much for joining us and for being here.
Thank you for being here.
I know that you're new to Houston.
Yes.
So this is a new experience for you being at the Palm and during Houston Restaurant Week. So thank you so much for your support and for your support in feeding our community. You ready to get to the food? We want to hear from you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all right. Let's go back to the Foodie Cam and take a look at some of the dishes that Chef is creating and putting on the menu here for Houston Restaurant Weeks. I already announced that it's the chicken parmigiana. You can go ahead and explain it though.
Perfect. This is a classic from the Palm. Has been our menu like for decades. You just taste the marinara sauce.
I did.
And I think that is very particular of this dish is that instead of using traditional mozzarella, we use monster cheese on top of it.
Monster.
Which it helps to keep the moisture of the cheese. Normally the mozzarella gets harder as it's getting cold. This one stays smooth.
I've noticed that, Chef. I didn't realize that you could use Munster on chicken parmigiana.
Yeah, that's the way how the
Does
Palm
anybody else do that? Or is that just a Palm traditional little trick?
Well, that's kind of our trick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you're right. Like, as you know, if you're sitting, and a lot of times these dishes are quite large, so you let it sit for a little bit, and yeah, you do. It comes a little bit tougher to cut through the cheese.
Exactly.
And then not everything matches correctly as far as the texture.
Exactly.
And that's not what you want. Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes eventually gets gummy in halfway the meal. This way, it stays smooth, stay moist. So you have the same experience from the first bite to the last bite.
Yes. No, I love that. Now, Chef, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What got you into hospitality while I dig into this incredible dish?
So I'm from Puerto Rico originally. I was living in Georgia till 2 years ago when I started now working for the Palm, working for Landry's. This is a great opportunity. I've been learning a lot with this team. And being here in Houston, this is my third restaurant week. Event.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Even that I've been here only for 2 years, as soon as I moved here, that was the first restaurant week
that
I did.
Yeah.
And ever since then,
you're hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also feels kind of you can engage also with the community too.
Absolutely.
It's a good way to give back at least a little bit of what the community gives to you.
Yeah, and you know what I've heard also from a lot of the higher end restaurants like the Palm that participate in Houston Restaurant Weeks, it really gives you guys kind of a unique sense of connection because you're seeing so many new diners coming to this very special, very historic restaurant that maybe outside of August they may have had a tougher time getting here. And especially for these really special restaurants, y'all, there's not that many restaurants that have done things like this in the past and had such an incredible tradition and legacy and kept it up. Like, they carved her out of the wall, y'all. You know, who does that? All right, Foodie Cam. Let's go to the Foodie Cam and take a look at one of the other incredible dishes offered on the Palm's HRW menu. Oh, it's
I love
beautiful. I love this one.
This is definitely one of our favorites of our new additions. We add this one now in our summer rollout. It's the tuna. It's our summer tuna dish. So on this one, the the showstopper
Mhm.
is the actual sauce.
Okay.
It's aqua pazza sauce. It's a sauce made out of different kind of peppers and herbs, and it gives you that kind of Mediterranean experience, Mediterranean flavors. It gives it's slightly seared, which also you keep that tenderness from the tuna. Also about this dish, you have also the couscous salad.
Yes.
So the couscous salad is it's those little pearls that you can see in the picture,
Mhm.
and that salad is made with parsley, mint, different herbs, and garlic,
Yep.
just to enhance
Yep.
that flavor from the aqua pazza
I love
sauce.
that. All right, back to the foodie cam we go for another dish on the Houston Restaurant Week's menu here at the Palm. Take a look. Here's we here in the incredible, beautiful bush room. Oh, what are we looking at, Chef?
Oh, this is our newest site. And this is kind of excited for us in the kitchen. When we start rolling it out, we were like, no way, we're going to do it. Let's do it. We were super excited about this. This is the king crab egg fried rice risotto. And it's an Italian version of fried rice. So this is our version of fried rice.
Carolyn.
The eggs that you see on top is the quail eggs. So what I like about this dish in particular is that you have different mouthfeels on every bite. So on this one, you will have crispiness, you will have soft from the risotto, you will have sweet flavors, sour flavors, and a little kick coming out of the calabrese chili that we use. And on top of that, who doesn't love an egg on top of your rice?
I think you put eggs on a lot of things.
On everything, basically.
For sure. All right, I'm gonna have a taste of this. So you want to have a taste along with me?
Yeah.
There you go. We'll go ahead in the sauce. We got to dip
So
it in the sauce. Yep.
Yeah, so we're going back to the tuna.
Yep. There we go. Taste at the same time.
2, 3.
Oh yes, perfect. Yeah, bring it down. Incredible.
Yeah.
I could just do this, just that.
Just that.
Just that. And that's what's so
Yeah.
great is, we were talking about before, so many new diners that you're getting to see, they're actually getting to try multiple courses and multiple dishes, which is even more special because you as a chef, it probably makes sense that you want your diners to try as many dishes as possible because you have a better chance of finding something they like, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that is very particular of these two is that there are so many layers of flavor.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, every bite, you have a different experience on every bite. So you will never get bored.
Wait a minute, Chef. Are these like little baby chicken eggs?
Those are quail
Oh, they
eggs.
are quail eggs. Okay.
Those are chicken grandsons.
They're very tiny. I didn't know, maybe like a little not a baby chicken, a quail.
A quail,
Yes.
that's a
Okay.
quail.
No,
That's
I
a
love this. And this is a lot. This is a very, I can smell.
So all our sizes are shareable. So
Mm.
it's with the
Ooh.
intention of coming in groups or couple and have an experience with us.
Family
Right?
style,
Yes.
right? Like kind of, I think that's really what you're trying to recreate is the sharing, the communication.
Exactly.
Because that's really what enhances the experience, right? I think that, we see, and you probably see as well, diners are very smart, especially here in Houston. You may have noticed our diners are special. They're sharp. They're, you're newer to Houston, but I feel like our diners are very well traveled and they know what they want and they know. And he's like, oh yeah, they know. But it's good because it keeps you on your game, right?
It's
It keeps
great,
you on your
exactly,
toes.
because keep your standards very high.
Yeah.
And you always know that when you have, especially here in Houston, when you have feedback from a guest, the guest knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. And it's good too, because that just kind of organically spurs creativity and new dishes and all that kind of thing. All right, back to the foodie cam we go. We're here at the Palm, legendary restaurant, downtown Houston. we can't get out of here without having a steak, guys, can we?
So here in picture, we have our 6 ounces of filet mignon, which is one of our leanest cuts that we have here in house. Our steaks has been coming from the same butcher for decades now. And
Same butcher.
Yep.
Wow.
The one that a particular way of doing it that we do here is that our broilers, the fire doesn't come from the bottom.
Okay.
The fires come from the top.
Oh.
Which helps to give that sear. If you can see it in the picture, there's a perfectly seared on the top. That helps to maintain the juices in the steak and not dropping in the broiler.
Now, Chef, I wonder, is that a specially designed kitchen, machine for the palm specifically?
Not the palm specifically. There's other restaurants that also have it, but yes, every single palm will have this kind of broiler.
Yeah, and
that's how we grill our steaks.
Yeah. Oh, I love that, and that's something that you all have been doing for a long time.
Yes.
Maybe it originated way back when. They might not even know why that originated, right? But and I love things like that, right? Like so many of these restaurants that are so old, and the tradition and the process and the recipes. I feel like, there's so many new restaurants, we're a little bit in danger of losing that stuff, so it makes these kinds of places a little bit.
That's what I feel like makes this place special.
Yeah.
And it's about the tradition.
Yeah.
Helps also a lot of culture. You can smell culture from the main entrance.
Yep.
All the way to the dining room.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Back to the Foodie Cam. We're here with Executive Chef Robert Garcia here at the Palm downtown. Another steak. I love how you guys have more than one steak on the menu. That menu is a menu that says value, chef, and the diners are looking for value. So I'm going to go ahead and bet that this has been a popular dish this summer.
Yes, this is our 14 ounces New York strip. So what you see in camera is almost a pound of meat. Right? So we're super excited to have 2 different choices of steaks because just like we know, different people like different kind of steaks. Sometimes this one have more marble on it, so it will have even more flavor and a better texture.
That is a pound of meat. Yeah. That's when you're creating these dishes, you think like, who is actually coming here to eat a pound of meat? Actually, a lot of people, y'all. A lot of people, because if you're going to eat some meat, you probably want to eat it in the right place. Do we have any more dishes? All right, 2 more dishes on the Foodie Cam. Let's take a look before we wrap up here with Executive Chef. They've got a lot of reservations this evening.
Here we have our traditional cepoles. Cepoles are also part of our power lunch. We're not doing a restaurant week. So this is, like you mentioned earlier, this is part of the menu that we have all year round. This is our Italian version of donuts, and a showstopper on this one is our house-made caramel. It's a bourbon salted caramel sauce.
Chef is just breaking the game now. Homemade sauce. I mean, it's a little detail, y'all, but just know it takes a lot to do that. All right. And is that the last one more dessert dish to take a look at here? We're gonna swap before we try those sauces. Last dessert dish here on the HRW menu at the Palm.
It's a traditional fine dining dish. This is a creme brulee, which our recipe is a little bit different because we add a little bit of tart to our mix, and we add some seasonal berries to enhance that mouthfeel on every bite. I
love that. All right, you guys, we have just taken a look at an incredible HRW menu at the Palm. We're bringing Mom back in here just to be in the middle here. This is the original from the Westheimer. Make sure you guys remember that Houston Restaurant Weeks is running now through September 2nd, benefiting the Houston Food Bank, of course. And you can check all 417 restaurants on HoustonRestaurantWeeks.com. Remember, too, daily $100 gift card giveaways on our social media platforms. All you got to do is follow us and tag a few friends for your chance to win. And I would say make some reservations if you're thinking about coming out here, right? Because it's been busy, y'all. All right, we'll see you guys. Have a great rest of your week. Dine out and do good. We'll see you guys again here on Fox 26. See ya.